Now, yeah, this is, I've never got this out before. Are we on right now? Okay, I might as well just go ahead and say it. With these beings, they put something in a container. It seemed to self-seal, and it was about this big, about that big around. It had a rounded end on it that seemed to fit in the palm of my hand. And then there was a crystal wall. I'm calling it crystal. I don't know if it was crystal. It was clear like a quartz crystal, but it seemed to go on like barbershop mirrors. And there was millions and millions of these holes where I could put this orb into the wall. And then they instructed me, if I wished, to put my hand on the orb when I put it in the wall. And I did, and it felt like I was being gently electrocuted, but not in a bad way. And then I did it as long as I could stand it, and I took my hand away, and I looked, and this, basically before, as I looked at it, it looked like it had little squares of tinfoil in it, kind of suspended in kind of a gelatin, kind of, but liquidy.
Colloidal.
And so I put it in the wall and put my hand on it, and it was like an electrical buzz, but no buzzing. It was in my hand, and I took my hand away, and I looked at it, and it was glowing with my aura, purple and blue. So my supposition from that is that that was a tag, that was a DNA, possibly, that I could be replicated, or the resurrection. I don't know. So they seemed, as I looked at this wall, there seemed to be millions of different colors on all different heights. So maybe these beings went around the world picking people to recreate at another time. Maybe.
And this is when they visited you.
Yes.
You traveled. What do they look like? What do you feel like is their
Well, they had
origin?
the very small mouths, very small nose, and the head that kind of sloped back like what the Egyptians worshipped. And they didn't talk. It was more
Telepathic.
like telepathic. And they wore these suits that it was like a Segway, to where they could lean forward and they'd go forward. They seemed really frail. And they could go like this and touch things on the suit, and they could do different things.
Okay.
So
It's like a machine, automated.
yes,
Controlling.
I believe that
these
it's
buttons.
like the suit, I believe, ran off a chemical electrical synapse of their body. So it's like a wearable computer that was charged by your body.
But they use like their hands to put signals into there.
Yes.
They use their hands and touch
Like
them.
like a control panel on the chest.
How many were there of these
Two.
beings? There's two beings. So how do they have this wall? Was it inside of the...
Yes, it was in the room, but that I didn't understand. As I looked down, the room seemed to have specific size, but as I looked down the wall, it seemed to go on forever. Like I said, like barbershop mirrors.
Yeah.
Remember when we used to get haircuts and there would be the barbershop mirrors and things, you could see it go on forever.
Oh, so you don't really know how, because you didn't follow the wall. You don't know how far it goes.
No, but I could see it going smaller in perspective.
So as you were saying before, you put the device with the orb and you plugged it in, you felt all that energy, and that seems to be a way that they record you, they read your aura.
It's kind of like a tagging,
Tagging.
like a DNA tag.
Okay. And you think a lot of other humans have been visited and go through this?
I believe so.
they seem to do this
Yes.
as a regular. The beings come and they do this. But they didn't explain it to you? You just kind of figured that out on your own?
Yes, that was my supposition.
They just did this and you willingly, you know...
They said, please put this in the wall if you wish,
Okay,
and place your hand on the end of the orb.
okay.
It was a long cylinder that fit in the wall just perfect, and then it was no particular color, and then when I put my hand on it after the kind of a shock feeling,
Okay.
then it seemed to glow with my aura.
Okay.
So,
Maybe by putting this out, this information, other people will say that they've had a similar
yes,
experience.
and I'm going to say that it was all in a dream, and that was my, it was so out there. How could it be real? Yet, it sure felt real. It sure felt like I was there.
Now, when did this happen? Is this when you were in the tent and the tent was shaking, or another time?
That was when I was in my tent and the tent was shaking, yes.
And then all this started to occur.
And then all this started.
Okay.